President Donald Trump is celebrating a major milestone on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average crossed 50,000 for the first time in history last week. And following the surge, Trump predicted the index could reach 100,000 before his term ends in January 2029. And since the November 2024 election, the S&P 500 has delivered a total return of 20.9%. This is despite bouts of volatility. Markets were supported by Federal Reserve rate cuts in late 2024 and late 2025, a resilient labor market and steady consumer spending, which together fueled corporate profit growth. In July 2025, the S&P 500 was repeatedly hitting new record highs despite the headline milestones. Risks remain visible beneath the surface. The Nasdaq has now logged 4 straight weekly losses, falling nearly 3% this past week. And this is largely due to concerns over AI-driven disruption across tech stocks. The S&P 500 has declined in 3 of the last 4 weeks. This is also a midterm election year. Now, since 1950, the S&P 500 has experienced an average drawdown of 17.5% during midterm years. Now, this could further dent the bull run under Trump 2.0. Beyond market valuations, fiscal risks are intensifying. U.S. national debt has reached unprecedented levels. Federal revenue remains steady at around 16 to 17% of GDP, while spending has risen to 22.23%. Leaving a structural deficit near 7% even without a recession. In a downturn, revenues could fall by roughly 20%, while spending may climb above $9 trillion, potentially pushing the deficit towards 18% of GDP. Every 1% increase in bond yields would add approximately $370 billion in annual interest costs. Meanwhile, tariff policy remains a key uncertainty. A recent study found that 96% of tariff costs were absorbed by American consumers and businesses. This raises questions about long-term competitiveness and dollar dominance. However, historical data shows market downturns tend to be shorter than bull markets. Since 1900, every rolling 20-year period for the S&P 500 has produced positive returns. The Trump's aggressive policies and lack of clarity could rewrite history.